Hi, today we continue with teardown of the Criticon Dynamap Plus. I will try to extract the air pump and open the shell in two. So first I need to undo these connectors, get them out of the way, and there is this cover here with a speaker, which is actually hiding the air pump. It is quite tedious to undo because the air tubes are in the way, like so. So this is just a little speaker for alarm. I have to undo one and two air hoses. You can see they did put some color code on the wires, the pipes, in order to help when reassembling. This is nice. Connector here, and it allows to lift this air pump unit. We will have a close look at it. So here is the pump assembly. There is a model number here, serial number also, and the track quality stamp, quality control. You can see we have a plastic base with a little piston. The pump unit here. The motor is made by Buller. It must be a German brand or even maybe Swiss. Here there is some kind of a one-way valve. So if I power it on, so you know if it is working, moving quite a lot of air in this tract. This is the air inlet, and if I restrict airflow here, it will just stop the pump. Quite interesting. The little piston is made in aluminium, it seems. Yes, it is made in Germany. So probably very nice quality here. Let's open this top part and see what we have in here. For Allen screws, they are very easy to undo. So this first metal plate comes off. Then this should open, but there is a seal, I guess. Yes, like so. And we may have another seal in here somewhere. What happens if I power it now? Yes, I see how it works. So the air comes in here with this middle hole. It goes in here, so the pump action must be happening in this lower part, and it goes out here to this compartment. Interesting, but I will not take it apart further because it would be sad to break it. You can see there is a nice Allen screw here also, on plate here. So this is interesting for sure. Let me put it back together. Like so. Is it still working? Yes. Okay, so it is normally located in this piece of packing material to absorb a little bit of vibration, probably provide a little bit of dampening or the noise absorption also, I guess. And here is the one-way valve. It looks like it can be opened. Yes, there is some yes, little valve with a spring or something like this on rubber seal. Okay, now we will try to open the device into parts and extract some of the PCBs. So in order to open the inner compartment, I need to clip 2 metal clips like so, one each side. Try not to lose them. Other one. And now I may be able to open the tube. Lift. Yes. So this top part is still attached by one air hose. Okay. So in here we have the display assembly and the keyboard assembly too. It is not much more interesting, but at least I will try to extract this display assembly later. And here are the goodies. As you can see, we have a bunch of PCBs. Here some little bottle, in fact, air bottle, and it is going to the input side of the air pump, oddly enough. So I do not know where they got the air from, if it is a closed bottle. Very cheap plastic bottle, by the way. Now we have the power supply assembly, which is blown. So as you can see, there is a card edge connector at the bottom to, going on this motherboard. So what do we have on this power supply? It seems quite complicated. As you can see, we have 4 transformers. We have, if I remember correctly, yes, I did find and replace a bad Zener diode here, 15 volt Zener diode, but I suspect this MOSFET may be blown, but I have no replacement one on here. When I did connect it the first time to the mains, it made a big spark, and the spark did occur here, in fact. And I did notice also one varistor here, something like so, which was blown, but I need to find a replacement one. It is this model. This one was not good anymore. Apart from that, a lot of power regulators, it seems, and quite a complicated power supply. Some bottle wire here. So this is the first PCB. I can do another one. This is apparently some kind of air sensor PCB, and probably also the blood pressure monitoring PCB. This very well shielded wire goes to the patient plug here. So here we have one little air sensor and lots of insulations and shielding, as you can see. Looks like this part is completely isolated. We have transformers, optocouplers, and quite a nice gap in the PCB, you can see. So there is a detailed description of these PCBs on the EEV blog forum, so I will link in the description the forum thread where you can find the information. There is a nice Atom logo here. Okay. Next we have the motherboard. Yes, the processor board. MC580302FC. Probably here firmware EEPROM. Here also. Criticon, copyright 1981. Enercell battery, backup battery. Not sure if it is good anymore. It is given for 3.6 volts. So it will be interesting to test it. Excuse me again. So. Is this battery any good? Yes, indeed. Quite nice. Maybe it was replaced at some point. Not sure. The solder seems quite to be quite original. So this is the next PCB, and here is the good stuff. This is the airflow control PCB, I guess. Lots of solenoids actuating air valves, probably in these brass blocks. Here one more air pressure encoder, probably. Some kind of sensor, and there is a little setting screw at the back. Nice brackets to keep the wire in the pipes in place here, brass brackets. This was the plug to the air pump. Quite nice things here. They are completely soldered on the PCB. It is not possible to remove them easily. By the way, and lots of little bits of air pipes. Then next PCB, another power supply, power control PCB, not sure. We have big Xenium rectifiers here, big diodes in weird packages. Here also a little fuse, and it goes in fact to an external DC output. So maybe for powering some accessory. Okay, in the bottom we are left with the motherboard in fact. So I will clean the dust out of it, but there is not much to see here. There's fuse, so some inductors on the mains input going to this. In fact, it is just ground. The mains input go to this connector, and a little fan to cool everything down on the bottom of the case. So in the next part we will have a look at the display itself, try to extract the display and have a look at it, and after I will probably reassemble the thing. So thanks for watching, bye bye.